Hello, everyone. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's another round of the Amigo Aaron Friday night disaster stream. In this case, I want to start off with a little Amiga action. Uh, there's a little contest going on. It's a little Hybris contest. Now, the problem I've had, of course, has been with the old freaking capture device I'm using. Elgato is a continual pain in my hiney. But that's the way it goes. So we're going to get us some hybrid action. Let's make sure it's beautiful. I usually play with old JP Maverick here. Let's give this a whirl. Look at that. Just let's let it play for a second. Awesome tunes. You know, just a fun game. Good looking game. Arcade quality game, if you ask my opinion on it. I just think it's awesome. So let's give it a whirl here, shall we? I don't know what the high score is, and I'm not saying I'm going to beat it. I'm no great shakes, but I'm going to do my best. I will be playing on the be playing on the trusty SNES generic wireless controller, as I usually am. We will try to do our best here. I'm not going to lie, I haven't played this for a while, but I try to stay in practice to a certain degree. I've played it more than a few times, you know what I mean? I think this game's really the weakness of this game are the enemies. They just kind of parade out here like idiots. But they're still fun. I missed one. There gets my score. Ha ha! It's bad when you're out of the gate. That's how they trick you. You run up there, you're like, oh goody, you park for my ship, and then you get creamed. Be patient. Patience is the key. Whoops. That is one of the downfalls of this game. Certain joystick gestures will put your mega bombs out, and they can screw you. But that's part of it. Part of the fun. Yes, there we go. What are the odds of that? They gotta be low. I'm telling you. That's okay, it's a warm-up game. Once I get my game face on here, I'll be ready to rock and roll. Gotta have a warm-up before you go up to the record. Oh, dadgum, I did it again. Maybe one of the downfalls of playing with the gamepad. Most of my days have spent playing this were on the playing with the actual Wicco. It's funny, one of the downfalls of the Mister. I know there's an adapter you can get, but I don't have one. It's the fact that I can't just plug in a normal Amiga stick to it. I think I'm going to remedy that at some point in the near future. I believe I won't be able to use that now because I don't have the proper ship set up yet. That's a real bummer right there. This too shall pass. What's up, Explorer, my friend? Glad to see you popping in tonight. I have a little Amiga action. We may play a little Bally Astrocade as well. And we may also play a little Spectrum. I saw that the game that they were playing this month is one that me and Bo had played on a show. And let me give that a whirl. By the way, Explorer, cool guy style, welcome to the club, my friend. We appreciate you coming around. Hope you enjoy everything. Concentrate here. It's always nice to see a new face. Thank you, my friend. I had meant to be on right at 9 o'clock tonight, or even have my pre-show, but one of those nights where I just had trouble. I've been running late all day for everything I do. This traffic and stuff's just been brutal, murderous. It's gonna be tough to get. Come on, there it is. How you go? You know, one thing about this game, it plays fair with you when it comes to the way the aliens shoot, which I appreciate. I mean, they have a cadence to what they do. Here's one of the many bosses that Bo hates. He says all the bosses are crap. That guy always leaves. I really like the music on this. Again, this is a game that has music and sound effects now, and they were very clever when they put this together. You know, they have the sound effects take over one of the channels from the music whenever you're going crazy. You know, this is early days, so that's better than nothing. It's funny, I so rarely play games on this channel that I don't suck at. And I've always thought I was a fairly decent hand at Hybris, especially back when I was really into it. You know, my glory days are past. Have you not seen this one before, Explorer? Or do you come from an Amiga background, my friend? Because I didn't see an intro for you. You may have written one that I didn't catch because I've been at work all week. But I think this is a pretty well-known game on the Amiga. I thought it was, anyhow. It's one of the early games that I played after I got my 1000. I was just blown away. I've told this story before. My buddy the Chud spent the night at my apartment one time when I'd just gotten this Amiga. He mocked me relentlessly for buying an Amiga. He was a PC guy. And I loaded this game up, and he's a huge fan of shoot-em-ups like this. And I went to bed with him playing this, and when I woke up the next day, he was still playing it wide-eyed and crazed looking. And he asked me, he goes, listen, he goes, I want to buy your Amiga. I will never forget that. I knew I had a winner when he said that. This guy. I'm a big fan of a game that was in the arcades. Whoa! Hey, L. Curtis Boyle. What's going on, my friend? I was a big fan of a game, and I've mentioned it's called Alcon, or Slap Fight, in the UK. This is a tremendous game, and arcade game. And they've never done a good home port, and trust me, I've tried them all. The Genesis one, I think, is the closest. But there are certain things that no one seems to pick up on when they port that game. I can't for life figure it out. And this game sort of reminds me of that in some ways. But Alcon is a must-play if you're into shmups at all. That's one of my favorites. And the Chud, who I just told the story about when to buy my Amiga, that was his bag. That was his game. He was so good at it. Our local movie theater had a gimmick where you could play these games, and if you got a certain high score on it, you would get free tickets. And he won us a summers full of movie tickets on this game because he knew a trick in Alcon. If you go as far as you can go without shooting one shot, if you go far enough, you'll instantly get transported to like the third level or something like that, and you'll instantly get like a zillion points. And so and they kept raising the bar because he kept winning those tickets, and they kept raising, but they never could raise it past the point where he couldn't get it because they didn't know his trick, you know. So, man, did we use that trick a lot back in the day. We used that a lot. It was great. It was a fun summer. Here we go. Yeah, you're right, Curtis. Sometimes talking about the games can be distracting. Really, I try to read what's in the chat, and that is what really gets me. Something you probably know about me is I can pretty much perpetually talk while doing almost anything. Oh God, that's one of my many talents. One of my few talents, really. Here we go. Here comes this jerk again. Die. Yeah, there it is. I've been saving up for you, pal. Beam me up. Ha ha! Curtis, you would have loved the Amiga Builds meeting last night. It was very much like the Amiga. It was very much like the Amiga version of Coco talk. a lot of the old guard, old pros, seasoned vets talking about crazy hardware and stuff. You'd have loved it. What's up, Data Dog? My friend, glad to see you tonight. But these guys get a little trickier. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. A little body English going on that sucker. If one of you people would be so kind that are in the chat, if you got a spare moment, if one of you guys could pop into the Discord and see what it... Shoot. See what game it is they're playing on the Spectrum this month. I can't remember the name of it, but I know I wanted to try it. This game can kill you in less than a second at this level. It's brutal. Brutally tough. And those guys will fire off screen. And they'll catch you right at the last possible second. Oh! I didn't want to waste that, but what the hell. Never noticed, but we don't have any music on this level. I've never ever noticed that before. Oh, that's strange. Oh! Oh, God! Oh, good God, no! Oh, God! Get in there. Get the soda. There we go. Let's do some damage here. I was in the meeting last night with Amiga Bill and his buddies. I said Ohm was there. Vintage Volts. A lot of guys I'd heard of but never seen were in there. Man, this thing's carving me up. Dadgummit. Oh God, I'm screwed. Okay. I'll take the points. That time I meant to hit it. Heavy on the magic. That's another one. Temple of Rom. I want to try that tonight too. No, I'm not getting through that one. Well, there it is. What do we end up with here? I'm gonna take a picture of this. I suppose I just put my name in. That's not a bad score. I can live with that. You know, especially on stream, cold. I can put my whole name in. There it is. Zynaps. That's it, Z9. Alright, I gotta get a picture of that. How'd I do, Z9? I know you're the Daddy Mac. I'm not going to continue here. Oh, come on. Show the credits, yo. They'll show them. Hello, Thoros Bard. What's going on, my friend? The Highlands of Scotland. That sounds so cool to me. We're in the Highlands of West by God, Virginia. There it is. So 257575. I can live with that. I can live with that. So let's pop over, if we may, to ZX Spectrum Town and give Zynaps a shot. Now this won't be a long game, I can assure you, because I am no good at this game. I love it when it works. I love it when it works. Alright. Prepare for combat. Here we go. Oh, yes. It's coming back to me. Look at that. Z9, any hints? Or Buck? Any hints on this one that you'd like to share with the group? I can't remember very much about it. I remember playing it, but I don't remember anything about it, per se. I'm sure the hint is shoot everything, but... I like the feel of this game. I like the look of it. Yeah, instant load, man. I'll tell you something. I was struggling with the ZX for years. See, I shouldn't have done that. I've struggled playing ZX games for years until this Core came along, and the Mister came into my life, and the Amiga to a certain degree. Explorer, are you familiar with the ZX Spectrum? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Z9. Holy smokes, that'll help. So that's what the... Okay. I'll try that right now. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. By God, that worked right out of the gate. That'll help. Damn, look at that. Oh! Listen, I'm going to try that one again, y'all. The ZX Spectrum Explorer is was a British contraption, the early 80s. A tremendous piece of work. If you saw this thing, you would think nothing of it. Tiny. And it was cheap. But it packed a hell of a punch. And had some great games. Despite the shortcomings of the capabilities, it was a heck of a machine. And we have endless fun playing them. In fact, myself and the boat have a show called R. Sinclair where we play nothing but Spectrum games. Although we did just play a Spectrum next game. God, I'm sucking here. I'm going to do better this time. Yeah, the good thing, we're lucky, Explorer, in that the British scene is effectively unknown to us. And so what that does is it means that we are very fortunate. We get to explore this for the first time, which is great. We're really, that's what makes it a lot of fun. Yeah, you got that right, Curtis. I mean, I grew up with the Coco, and there are still so many Coco games I've never even seen or heard about. I mean, look at that franchise as a perfect example. There's a little gem. I never heard of that. I've never seen that before. And I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. But gosh, bless, that's tough. Good night, dog. Thanks for hopping in, my friend. In the Highlands of Scotland. I bet that's beautiful out there. Beautiful country. The European folk are very, very lucky and fortunate to have access to so many varied countries and places and cultures. We kind of get stifled over here. I mean, we are the melting pot. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we can't just pop down the road and go to a different country, unless you live near the borders or two borders. Very envious of that. There we go. I need to get those bombs again. I do like this. I like this fire, Oh, God. I have to say, we covered this once. Didn't we cover this, Z9? Because I don't remember the power-up thing. It's killing me. One more time. One more time. And this is the score that counts right here. We did a freebie. Shoot. Yeah. You do so many of these things, I run together. I remember the game, but I don't remember the power-up. Okay, I'm going to do one more. One more after this one. I can't put this up. And I'm just going to get killed. I'm going to try it again here. Alright. All right. I got to go one more here. Houston. Quite a name. They did a bunch of interesting stuff, as I recall. All right. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oh! You know, the best game I had, this was my first game. I can't believe. I don't know what I was doing there. I'll be honest with you. All right, here we go. Yeah, I know. I think they changed names or ownership too, and turned into another thing too. I may have to go with the first score I had. I think that was my best score. I got to the end boss on that game. Boy, I haven't came anywhere near him. Oh, look at this. Yes. Okay, yes, I am remembering some things. I do remember. Here we go. All right, I gotta take a picture of this. I've got to play the hand that was dealt. Give me my score here. Come on. One thing, Explorer, is that you will never hear good music on a ZX Spectrum. You will hear decent music on a ZX80, ZX128, where they get the better music. Come on, give me the high score. Gotta be a way to get the high score to come up. Come on. Pretty good tune, though. And they're gonna play the whole thing, aren't they? Well, screw it. I'll go back and pull the high score out of the video. Oh, there they are. Dadgummit. Wow, that's not a good high score. But... oh, no. No. Come back. All right, I got it. All right. All right, let's move on to our next conquest. We're on fire. So, I'm going to see if I've got Temple of Rom on here. And if I do, we're going to give that one a shot. Temple of Rom for the TRS-80 Color Computer. I have played this one before. Although I think I just loaded up the wrong core. Let's see here. Yep, I absolutely did. Let's try that again. The Coco 2. I don't have the special super duper core, Curtis, so we're going to load Temple ROM, which I believe, and there it is. Temple of ROM. And then reset. I think we'll know. Well, hold the phone. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Cola? Well, Curtis, can the non-cool guy version of the Coco not play Temple of Rom? Because I thought it could. Maybe boned on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try this one more time. One more time. There are two cores for the Coco. There's a pay core that's updated and awesome, and then there's the non-pay version. So I'm going to load cartridge, Temple of ROM. Ah, huzzah! We're in, gentlemen, ladies. Do you really want to see that, Cola? You're one of the few people to ever point that sticker out. What's up, Mitsuyama? It's good to see you, man. So, this is a neat game. I believe, when we did an episode on this, I believe the author actually commented on the episode, as I recall. So, that was nice. All right. And here we go. Oh, here we go. Yes. All right. This game, the deadly foe in this game is the bat. The bat sucks. This is a dungeon crawler. This is sort of like if Venture was a proper dungeon crawler. Here he comes. Oh, get out of here. Oh. Try that one again. This has nice little tunes in it, I will say. Okay. I don't think I'm going to make the top 10 with that score. Not a good start. The gun you've got in this game is real funky. Here we go. Alright. Thanks, Curtis. I'm supposed to go out and run around with the boy tomorrow, but if I get back in time, I definitely will stop in. This bat really, in some ways, the bat ruins the game. Oh, I can imagine the top score being pretty crazy. I like how the guy shuffles. He shuffles along. I'm getting pretty lucky here. I'm not seeing a lot of, Uh-oh. Got lucky there, too. Too busy. Will this score be submissible, Curtis, or am I past the limit? It'll be my luck. Especially since I'm going to break the higher score right now. Here come that bat. Oh, bummer, man. Well, we'll play out the string anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Play for pride. Thank you, Curtis. I go wicked shoehorn me in. At the rate this game's going, I'm not sure I want my score to be read. In retrospect. I do think this is a fun game. This is what I used to play back when I was a kid. It's different. It tickles the itch of dungeon exploring and looking for treasure and hunting monsters and stuff. Except for this jerk. God. What's the secret, Curtis? You're the games master. What's up, Dave? 16 grand. I'm going to take a picture of that anyway, y'all. 16 grand. Did I get it? I didn't get it, I don't think. Is it going to pop up again? It probably won't. I'll have to pull it off video. 16 grand is not a good score, frankly. Well, you know, we're going to try something totally different. Now that I've cleared away all these high score issues and whatnot, we're going over to, I love the name of that game, just straight up Satan. That's, I could see Psygnosis making that. We're going to go over to the Bally Astrocade. If you guys caught our show over the past weekend, myself and the Brent, we did a show on the Bally. And by God, this system needs more praise, in my opinion. And so we're going to try a couple games on the Bally. I wanted to try a couple. And the first one we're going to try is the one I picked, which is called The Wizard, The Incredible Wizard. We did enjoy Polaris. In fact, we put it over, Curtis, because it is a great game. So, on the Bally, you've got to hit the button for what you want. Now, you'll see that the 2, 3, 4, and 5 are built into the machine. So, they're always there. And the first one there will be the one you've entered. So, we've put in the first one. I'm going to hit the button here. We're going to put on easy. Number of players 1. It says 2 players simultaneous play. If you're familiar with the Wizard of War, then this game will be all too familiar to you. Because not only does this have the same people that made the arcade version, it's got the exact same sound chip, I was told by one of our viewers. So that would explain why it's so awesome. And here we go. Now, if we can get past that guy, we'll actually take on the Wizard of War himself. Yeah, if this had the speech, and that would be a tall ask for 1977's console, but that's really all this is missing. And I sat and played this right in a row with the arcade version, and it holds up quite. I mean, gameplay-wise, it's probably the closest. I played about 4 or 5 different versions, and it was probably the closest one I saw. Get up here. This game was a real unusual title in the arcade. I mean, a real strange one. This guy's gonna give me trouble. Where you at, scumbag? Oh. There he is. Here he comes. Okay, we'll get the here's the Warlock, and now here's the Wizard of War. Get ready. He can come fast. Oh, I thought it must be one more round. Yeah, that's true, Curtis. The Wizard of War came out after this system already existed. So, yes. You know, I think the Astrocade, unfortunately, I don't know how many of you guys are into the ARG Presents, one of my other shows, but the Astrocade's a really interesting study in stupidity. And it shows what can happen when you've got a real good machine, but you have no idea how to market it or how to sell it appropriately. And they sold this. Originally, this was sold by mail order, if you can believe it, that's unbelievably stupid. And then, oh, shit, I had too many shots on the screen. Dadgummit. And then they missed Christmas and decided to sell it exclusively at Montgomery Ward's, which is an old department store here in the States. Come on, yes. Where's he at? Dadgummit, I thought he would come out. Yeah, Monkey Ward's, that's it. Something else that's hard to convey this is in the arcade. I mean, if you look at this game, it's a weird game. You're a guy, you're fighting monsters with a laser gun and warlocks and all sorts of weird stuff and monsters. I don't know what the backstory in this game is, but it's going to be pretty weird, right? But the funny thing is, aside from on top of the weird premise and the fact that it's got 2-player simultaneous play, where you can attack your partner if you want, I'm screwed. Shoot. It's also in the arcade. It ran at a really strange resolution, and it was a creepy game. If that's possible to convey how creepy it was to play, it was incredibly creepy. Yeah, no. Oh, now he'll try to leave, and he got out. And that was my shot. That was my shot right there. There's the Wizard of War. He'll leave too if you let him. Oh. And I was kicking these guys' butts left and right the last time I played this. It's one of the differences from this in the arcade is this in the home version of this on here, and this isn't like this one. Like the C64 does it right, but this one doesn't. In the arcade, if you just play by yourself, the other player just comes out and is controlled by the computer. So there's always 2 people playing unless one of them gets killed. And so you come to a point where you have to make a choice. Am I going to help my partner, or am I going to screw my partner for points? You know, so it reminds me, it's sort of like the same play aesthetics as Joust. You know, sometimes in Joust it benefited you to get help, and sometimes you just killed the guy. You didn't care. Oh, here it comes. Let's see if I can... There he is. No! Dadgummit! I'm having no luck. Some people might, some of you guys might think this is kind of archaic looking, but I mean, again, you have to consider this is a machine from '77. And the audio in this is really good. And I mean, that's one thing that's quite remarkable to me. I never thought, I mean, I knew of the Bally, but I never really thought of it as a big player in terms of a lot of fun games, you know. But I mean, this one at least was great. I've looked at a few others. In fact, we'll take a look at a couple others just for fun. See what you guys think about them. Look at all those creatures that are after me here. This is where it gets nasty. And so that's another thing this game adds. The aspect of having a radar is real strange. It's very odd, but it works. That's part of the creepy appeal of this game, because you never know when they're coming, man. Got him. Let's see if I can finally kill this sucker. Yeah, baby! Finally. You get quadruple. Massive raid. What's up, raiders? Oh, hi, boat. I'm glad I finally killed him. At least you could see what I was talking about there. If you ever get a chance to play this in the arcade, I will say that Mr. actually supports the arcade ROMs for this with speech. Actually, I should probably fire that up real quick just for fun. I'll do that here in a second just so you can get to see the difference. Oh, yeah. I got a pretty good game going, all things considered. One more. Where you at, big boy? There he is. Got him. Excuse me. Bam. Come on, bring it out. Hey, Trap Shot. How's it going, man? Beathead. I met Trap Shot last night in the Bill's meeting. I checked out your channel, Trap Shot. You're my kind of guy. I looked to see what you were up to. I think we have similar interests. I'm glad you popped in to check me out, man. I appreciate that. Oh! Trap Shot's got a pretty awesome collection as well. Here we go. Yeah. Oh! Oh, man. I got lucky there. I'm not gonna lie. This is Wizard of War on the Bally Astrocade, Bean. For reference. I should have mentioned that this game does have like Pac-Man style doors. They only work once per level. Come on. There you go. Come on. Sometimes they'll come back out. Here he comes. Let's get him. Oh, no. No, no, no! Dadgummit. Yeah, you have to be sort of aggressive. Yeah, they open it and mazes are tough! You stupid sucker. Oh, look at him. I went for it. I went for it and he got me. I'm down to my last man here. You get a lot of men in this, and plus I earned some extra ones as I went. I did misinform you. This is not Wizard of War for the Bally Astrocade. This is the Incredible Wizard for the Bally Astrocade. Despite the fact that it's made by the same people that made Wizard of War, there was a naming issue there that I'm not privy to as to why it was like that. I never understood it. So, now that we've looked at that, just for fun, and we don't have to play this for too long, let's hop over and look at the arcade version of Wizard of War. This will give you an idea, for those that are unfamiliar with it, as to what it looks like and what it sounds like, more importantly. And the differences and the similarities. Here we go. So, I believe there's a... Yeah, there we go. Now we'll put a... And you can hear the voice. You can see I'm the yellow player, alright? The blue player is not... It's just computer controlled. Now, there are a few differences you'll notice. Of course, obviously, it looks much sharper. This game ran in a real high res. And especially considering this came out, I believe, in 1980. And it shimmered. It was a very unusual resolution. It reminded me of the Amiga's high resolutions where you get that flicker. It's that kind of screen, but more vivid than those are. And when you add in the sound and stuff, it had a creepy vibe. Sort of like how Tron has a kind of a cool vibe with the black lights. This had the creepy vibe. I'd say this is one of the creepier arcade games I ever played. Now you can see I'm letting the other guy help me, because it behooves me. Of course, he wouldn't got himself killed, but he'll be back. You saw that guy shoot right there? That's one thing you never, ever see on the... shoot. That's something you never see on the Bally version. That guy never, ever shoots. There we go. Yeah, Boat knows the score. I know Curtis played this a lot in the arcade. Did any of you guys... Was this a favorite of anyone in here, perchance? There it is. Look at that. See, that's what you deserve to have happen when it goes right. The screen flashing and going crazy. I actually owned one of these for a couple weeks back in the day. And we got one, believe it or not, this shows you how old this was. Me and my brother got this and Donkey Kong, the arcade cabinet for Donkey Kong, for 75 bucks each. So for 150 bucks, we got this and Donkey Kong. Those days are over. Long over. Oh, Cammy, you used to have this on the... I will say, now, Cammy, I know you're a C64 person as well as an Amiga person, man. Can you confirm that there were multiple versions of this released for the C64? I read that somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure about it. Oh, your nephew liked it, Mitz? Oh, Mr. Logan, yeah, that's awesome. It's good for a kid, actually. It's a good game for a kid. My son is a big fan of Berserk, and this game is sort of like a really advanced version of Berserk. Holy smokes. Overran, man. This game, by the way, did I mention this game's really hard? This is one game where you want your partner to survive because you need all the help you can get. There you go. No worries, no worries. So there you go, Wizard of War. A really cool game, guys, in my opinion. Let's roll back over to the Bally and try a couple of other ones, while we're at it. Just for fun. Something different to try. So, the Astrocade is a funny machine if you look at it. It's actually a wood grain. It looks almost like a desk intercom. I think someone in our chat said that. And that's a pretty good representation. They did have some ports. Let's try their Pac-Man port. Let's see how that looks. Keeping in mind now, this came out well before the Atari VCS, so anything you see on here theoretically should predate the VCS stuff, and so it could look significantly worse, maybe a little bit better. We'll see. I like that, and here we go. All right. Hey, well, okay, I can confirm this is much better. This is much better than Atari Pac-Man for the VCS. I can already confirm that. Significantly better. The maze looks good. The sound is good. Listen to that. My God, I wonder if this... I can look at the date on this, but I think this is a classic game. Very impressive. I'm sure I predate most of the people in here, except for a few of you. Curtis, I'm looking at you. And Pac-Man, all you've heard about the Pac-Man hysteria of the early 80s is true. And Pac-Man was a must to have on your console, computer, calculator, anything that you had, it had to have Pac-Man. All the cherries are even here. It's funny how the cherries are just off center. Man, I'm going to go through these dots and be boned, aren't I? Yes. It's funny because I read somewhere, you know, that version of Pac-Man came out just as Atari had started having a profit sharing with its programmers. Because the programmers, as you know, they were losing programmers left and right to Activision, to Magic. And the guy that did that horrible version of Pac-Man, he made $1 zillion. He made so much money. Yeah, I agree, Mitch. I mean, one thing this thing had on the Atari 2600 in spades is the sound chip. I mean, the sound in this thing is quite good. I believe my brother said that it was capable of 3 independent sound channels, as I recall he said. And they're using them quite well. The 2600 was hamstringed with sound. I mean, they did the best they could. And then they continued the hamstringing with the 7800, which continued to use the exact same unmodified sound chip. Now, I've heard some people say that the 7800 sound chip was able to be used separately, and when you used it, it didn't mar the use of the processor. But in my mind, that's not nearly enough to justify having a crappy sound. Yeah, I remember hearing that somewhere, Boat. I don't suppose anyone in here owns or has owned Bally. Anybody in here ever owned one of these Bally's? They're obtainable if anyone's ever interested. I was just saying on the show that I saw one go for, in fact, I had my eye on it. I saw one go over the weekend for $250, and that included a recapped Bally. It also included, oh no. It also included a refitted joystick and a multi-cart that had all the games, so not too bad. Yeah, well, the 7800 was released late, too, and that didn't help. Let's have another one here, y'all. Let's try another one of these. I'm kind of having fun with this. Let's see what we've got here. I don't have a ton. Let's have a look at... let's try Galaxian. Let's have a look at that. Inner skill level. Okay, okay. I don't know what that means. Alright. You know what this looks like? If anyone here is familiar with the arcade game Gorf, alright? There's a section in Gorf that's called Galaxian, right? And this looks like, hey, Amiga Live, what's going on? This looks like, oh, so that's how many bases, that's how many men you get. I really should have selected more. Let's try that again. Anyway, that looks like the Galaxian in Gorf. It's exactly what it looks like. Anybody know what I'm talking about here? Yeah. If you played Gorf, one of the levels is called Galaxian, and the colors, I mean, looks exactly like it. It's like they just took that section out. I wonder if I can move up. Now, in the arcade version of Gorf, your ship actually has the ability to move up and down. And this ship does not. It don't, but in the arcade version it does. I'm a big fan of Gorf, by the way. I don't know if anybody in here is into Gorf. I was watching, what was I listening to the other day? I think I was listening to Pixel Gaiden, my buddies over there. I believe someone was mocking Gorf. I was appalled. That game was awesome. It also talked. It was a great game. And when it came out in the arcade, I thought it was a big deal. I mean, it had a cool joystick. It had a Tron-style joystick with the trigger. And I thought it was a lot of fun. And plus, you got all these different games at once, you know. That's what made it great to me. There was the opening level of Space Invaders. Then you got Galaxians. And there was a laser ship, so they had these ships that shot these long lasers. That's right, Curtis. You get it. This is not bad. It's not, I mean, again, it's not what I would consider proper Galaxian. But it's not bad. The sound is real good. Anybody, if you want to see anything in particular on the Astrocade, or if you've heard about something, I don't know. Like I said, I doubt many of you tuned in tonight to think, oh man, I can't wait to see somebody play some Astrocade. But what the heck? When are we going to be this way again? You know, it's fresh on my mind, so I figured, what the heck? My brother did a game called Artillery Duel, which is well and good except for the fact that it's 2-player. So it would be difficult to. Yeah, Dave, I agree. Oh, raw, man. Yeah. Listen. I'm all about reminding crap of people of stuff they should have forgotten a long time ago. I can't remember where I go to work half the time, but I can remember crap video games from the early 80s. That's my special power. Gorf had also another game. I've almost owned Gorf multiple times. There was a time where you could get a Gorf machine for a song, and Gorf had a pretty cool machine too. Like I said, it was a vertical machine with a vertical play monitor, and the machine also had that Tron style joystick, and it was a good looking machine, and it talked, and it was also had a good voice. It mocked the player. It had that robot voice, sort of like Wizard of War had. In fact, it wouldn't be surprised if it used the same sound setup that did. And by the way, it also ran at a weird resolution. I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. Somebody look up who made Gore for me. Because I'm wondering if it's the same people that made Wizard of War. Shoot, man, I'm blowing this game left and right. He'd be like, Gorfian Space Empire. You know, that shtick. Midway. But they probably imported that one over him. Let's try another one here. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. Let's have a look at, you see a lot of these. Let's have a look at Seawolf. I think this is horrible, but let's find out together. We'll play for 1 minute. Okay, we'll play for 1,000 minutes. Let's play for that much. Okay. So I'm supposed to shoot boats. Okay. Well, these sort of games were a staple of the era for Atari. So I'm not terrible. So I will say one thing: the Bally Astrocade joysticks had the tilter mechanism on top that could also, I believe, it could also twist, sort of like the Channel F. And so some of these games may have kind of wacky controls. Let's try another one here. We can see if we can find another one. It never fails. Let's try Astro Battle. Novice. Oh, I think I know what this is. It's funny, this looks not that good compared to what we've already seen. I will say, this is one instance where the 2600 spanks the Bally here, because the 2600 version of Space Invaders does not get nearly enough praise. And one of the reasons it's so good, and Asteroids is very similar in the fact that they've got a million game variations that made those things so much fun. You know, invisible invaders, you can change how many bases you've got. You can change how quickly they come around the screen. Just a ton of options that made those games a lot of fun. That's something that sort of went away, having all those options that you used to get on the Atari, the old option switch. I mean, you would be talking like, you could have 30 or sometimes even 60 options. You know, 1-player, 2-player, 1-player, 2-player invisible, 1-player, 2-player with bases, 1-player, 2-player without bases. You know, with invisibility, without invisibility, fast invaders, you know, blah, 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 you go on forever. Atari Asteroids was very similar to that, too. It had all kinds of options that made it a lot of fun. You never played any multiplayer games on a real Amiga? Holy smokes! We got to get you in a group. You're missing out, man. There's some good stuff in there. Some real good stuff. TV Sports Basketball, and it comes to mind instantly. Speedball 2, Hardball, all the balls. There we go. Let's try another one. Let's see here. Let's have a go at Blast Droids. That sounds pretty cool. Have a quick drink here. I'll try that. I'll try on that one next, Curtis. Let's see what we got here. One-player game. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's funny because I read 40 when I was researching, but Brent quoted Wiki with that as well. So there's got to be a lot of homebrew because the multi-card I saw had 128 games on it, I believe. It had a ton. So what we've got here is we've got asteroid controls. Looks like we're shooting pancakes. Oh man. Cool explosion. Not going to give them that. This is like, what would happen if you took your asteroids machine inside the maze in a Mega Race or inside the box? And fought a bunch of pancakes. What's my incentive to go in here if I can shoot these guys from out here? One would wonder. That's a good question. I will say that the console itself was pretty expensive. Mitts. It's funny because today, it seems like, for instance, they were going for like, I want to say he said he was going for $30. I know, I remember thinking, wow, it's funny how much this system has not changed because the system is going for about the same price, and so are the games. The games are actually quite cheap. What was the one you requested? Cosmic Raiders? Let's try that one. Let's see if we've got a Star Raiders clone here. Oh, man. Just go 4. I don't want it to be too intense. Oh, look at this. It's a Defender clone. One would think, anyway. Look at that. That's not bad. Oh, I picked that shield up. That's pretty cool. This is very colorful. I'm assuming I'm supposed to shoot those down. I'm not 100% sure. I think everything's evil. This isn't too bad. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Chaos Engine. That's another good choice, Oram. Oram, I can't believe that you haven't played any two-player games. That's stunning to me. Are you not much of an Amiga gamer? I mean, I know you're into the Amiga, but look at this thing. My God, it's like shooting aliens in Vegas. Bright lights, big city. Oh, look at the cool explosion on there. You know, Curtis, Mega Race is one of those games that I never got into. I will say, shoot. I'm almost through this section. Let's see if we can get out of here. I'd love to know what all those numbers mean. There's some different looking aliens I haven't seen before. There we go. Shield time. Okay, I see red dots here. Well, I think are they blowing up my planet? Is that what's happening? I'd love to know. This scrolls quite nicely, though. This is very pleasant to play. I'm going to call this one a win. I think this is one of the better games I've seen so far. Good sound, colorful graphics, pickups. On these levels. Okay, full screen explosion. I like it, man. Oh! This is some ratty looking ship. That's like if I constructed a spaceship out of some parts I found in the garage. Oh. Yeah, I agree on that. There we go. Got a bonus shield. I guess those shields just float out there since you only had the one button. I guess they just float around until you need them. That's an interesting way to do it. I will say there's a variety of ships in this. That's another new ship right there. Like an octopus style ship. That's pretty cool looking. Oh no. Give me one more man. Don't. Not bad. You know, let's say adios to the Bally here. I want to swing back over to the Amiga, if you guys will indulge me, and talk a little bit about the game we actually did this evening. There we go. Anybody in here played Alcocopter before? I understand, old Rom. Yeah, the CD. Yeah, I understand. I sold my 1200 as soon as I heard that. So this is the game we covered tonight. If you caught Amigos, and this one is called Alcocopter. Boy, I can't spell my own name. I'm already drunk. Alright. This is an interesting game, and the controls are interesting. So we're going to pick up our booze here. And all we've got to do is fly our honeys out of here, man. It's that simple. There it is. This is a free game, by the way. You can go download for your Amiga right now if you took the notion. Alright, I just wasted 2 bullets. But so now you've got to shoot. Now you can see as I turn, your copter will slowly descend. If I can get my shots off, what happened here? Did I use all my bullets? I did. Oh well, I'm bugged. Mental note, don't use all your bullets. Let's try that again. You only get 2 bullets. Alright, so here we go. Whoops. And now we just ease our way through. And bam. It's that simple. Avoid this rock and deliver the booze. I want to live in a future where a helicopter delivers you booze. There we go. Took a little bit of a beating when I landed there, which is what Boat was talking about. A lot of people don't like the controls on this game. That said, they are what they are. Like, they knew what they were doing when they made it. The controls are the game. Oh, I just hit the roof. You can see what Boat was talking about. When I hit the roof just now, I took a ton of damage. Oh, I got 1 bullet left. I gotta make it count. You really don't need to shoot these guys, but it doesn't hurt to at least shoot one of them. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm boned. I was You know, it's funny, Thursday Bard. Blue Thunder, the movie. We actually played that at my birthday party. I had friends over. We went out. This shows you how old I am. We went out and rented a VCR and a mess of movies. And, of course, what little kid wouldn't want to see the hyper awesome, super violent helicopter film, Blue Thunder, which is what I wanted to see. And also, I didn't know there was nudity in it, for example. My mom didn't either. I think I was like 12 when I was seeing this. This was quite an eye-opening film, I have to say. But the helicopter was awesome. There's no denying that. And it set the stage for Airwolf, which is a show I used to watch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that stuff sticks with you. You remember these things. I don't know if any of you guys ever had to, when you were younger, had to rent VCRs. But VCRs were also like the size of a block engine back in the day. My buddy owned a VCR. He was the first person I know that owned one. And it had a wired remote. So he was basically king dog. Just the fact that he had a VCR was impressive. The fact that it had a remote control was unbelievable. This is going to be uncool. There we go. Let me just grab this. Oh! Oh! Anyone in here tonight that owned a Amstrad CPC? Shoot. Yeah. Yeah. I will say most of what they rented was a VHS. I mean, my buddy had a Betamax, and he got it cheap because they were getting rid of them. And he had, you could get all the big releases on Betamax back in the day, But I mean, shoot. Betamax was not the best format, let's just put it that way. The tapes didn't hold as much. That was my big problem with them. Alright, sorry, this is taking a certain amount of concentration. Concentration, as you know, not my strong suit. Stop making that noise, game. Oh! Well, that's into me. That's Alcocopter, in case you were wondering. We're going to flip over to, of all things, we're going to go over and look at the Amstrad CPC. If I can remember how to load this. Now, my brother picked an interesting game this week. This is a game for the Amstrad CPC called The Abduction of Oscar Z, I believe is the full title. This isn't your first ever seeing anyone live stream, is it, Thursday? I mean, it's the first time you've seen me. Because that would be crazy. Now, you being in Scotland, I'm sure you're well aware of the Amstrad. If you listen to the music on this, it's quite good. Now, this is a relatively new game. And I haven't played a whole lot on the Amstrad, but if you look at the graphics on this, the artwork on it is absolutely top shelf. Ha ha ha! Oh, you're old school. Ha ha! I understand. Were you a fan of the ZX when Sugar took over, or? It was destined to happen, unfortunately. I love the comic strip style opening here. The good news is, my friend, is that there are so many games, past, present, and future, that are available for all your beloved classic systems that we'll probably be able to play these from now till doomsday and never see them all. For someone like myself who wasn't privy to these in the original days, it's doubly happy. I get to see all these. So look at that beautiful screen right there. I just love it. This game also supports the sticks, which is nice. Right out the gate. I'm gonna give this game is really an odd one here. Let's go ahead and play. Now, what you're doing here is this is sort of like almost like an endless runner. I think I gotta switch my sticks here. Hold on a second here. And I'm not getting any action here. You're not. That's weird. Let me get killed here and I'll start. Oh, it's on keyboard. Well, that would explain why. It's odd. Okay, let me find what my buttons are here. Okay, I got it. So in this game, you're avoiding You're trying to. This landscape never stops moving, and so you've got to avoid these obstacles while collecting these fruit to get to the end of the level. I love the music, first of all. And I love the graphical appeal of this. Look at that. Look at that. Oops, went the wrong way there. As long as you still got enough fruit to keep going. Look at that. Love it. That's actually easier with the keyboard. This part here is hard. It's an unusual game. There we go. Look at that. I think I'm going to get to the ending here. I did. I checkpoint anyway. Only got there a handful of times. So this is one I think the keyboard does it some justice here. Oh! Yeah, those are bad news when you hit those. Oh! Thank God I got to the checkpoint. Yeah. You seeing this, Curtis? Isn't this impressive? The Amstrad's got to be one of the most untapped computers of all time. In my opinion. Because, I mean, this is a top shelf level game. We've seen Pinball Dreams on here, which was top shelf. Oh, dadgummit. That is a tough jump right there. Have you played this one, Mitz? I know you're well traveled down these roads. Oh, man. That's tough. That's so tough. And you don't get unlimited men on this either. You've got to... You got to produce. That gets me every time. Oh! Yeah. I hate to give the Brent credit. But I'd love to see more of it. It's a problem. I've gotten to the end boss on this level, but I've never actually gotten past him. Oh! Oh no! There he... I needed that. Well, I've never done that before. Oh, look at that! Yes! You all saw me do it! Oh! I'm pleased with this. I've never done that before. Yes! Captured forever on video. I'm so happy that happened. I will say, after playing this with the joystick, the gamepad, oh! The keyboard might be the way to go on this one. Whoa, I didn't see that. Alright, that's a new one. Oh! We're going to try one more after this one before we call it a night. We've got plenty of time. Here, whoop! Damn it. That's hard to see. Yeah, this is as far as I know, this is an Amstrad exclusive. Just released in the past year. I gotta stop sliding place there. It's killing me every time. Okay, I gotta look out for this thing that's I've fallen on every single time. Those are the spikes from Prince of Persia. That's what they look like. Oh, yeah. There's a fun kind of rhythm to these. Oh, too close. And having you slide under two of those, that's dirty pool right there. Man, I need a checkpoint. Oh! Okay, I'm almost out of man here. Oh. Oh! You can't get too big a hurry. Actually, I'm glad I missed that platform. Oh, yes. That's something anyway. Oh my god! There's something... you know what this reminds me of? You're gonna laugh, y'all. If any of you guys have ever played Moon Patrol, there's a certain element of Moon Patrol in this where you... Especially with this part here. This is very similar to the third level Moon Patrol. Or you're trying to jump over the landmines. Oh, God! Alright. We're getting somewhere. Oh! Oh, God, no! At least they give you a goodly amount of mana in this. Thank God I hit that checkpoint. That would have been a disaster. Oh, God! That is the dirtiest of pool right there. Shoot. Oh, crap. Oh, right up to the ramp. I'm surprised this is a freebie. I mean, I really think that, I mean, maybe, I don't know if they always, maybe it was part of a contest or something. I mean, actually, the more I think about it, maybe that's what it was. Brent did the research on this one, so I'm not 100% sure. I guess I'll find out Sunday. Oh, no. Yeah, that... Alright, I'm going to try this one last time here, and then we're going to move on. Oh, no! And if you start to jump ahead... Dadgummit. Alright, enough of that. There you go. I made it to the second level, though. That's the important thing. That's what I'm pleased by that. I'm sure Brent will beat the game, knowing him. He's such a punk. So this last game... You know, I am notoriously cheap, as a lot of you know. I rarely buy anything. But when it was our topic this week on Amiga, on ARG was games that are new 8-bit games. And I thought, you know, I've heard about this game. And I was like, let's give this one a whirl. And so I went ahead and picked one up here. I'm going to try to load this thing on the old C64 here. I had a lot of really good suggestions this week, but ultimately, let's see here. think that will work. See if we can, yeah, here we go. Ultimately, I went with this one. The Shadow over Hawksmill. And I will say, buying this was very painless. And it didn't, it was, I thought it was a pretty reasonable deal as well. Let me see if I need to swap these. Let me see if, yeah, that's what it was. You know, the old C64. A lot of swapping. Now, I'd heard about this game. Yeah, I know, Curtis. I'd heard about this game, but I'd never played it. But I'm a big Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft fan. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to give this one a whirl. And I've explored it a little bit. I was really going to dig into it good and deep tomorrow. But look at the beautiful graphics on this. I think they're quite nice. And of course, the C64 always has awesome music, you know. I'll let y'all read this little part here. I'd like to recommend, if you're into these more modern games for the 8-bits, our buddies over at Pixel Guide N do a lot of them. In fact, this is one of the ones they've talked about. They do a lot of the more modern stuff. So basically, it's the same old story. Yeah, Curtis. They've done an excellent job. Of course, you know, the C64, I believe, debuted in sometime in '83, maybe some of that ballpark. So they've had roughly, you know, almost 40 years to perfect the arts on this thing. You know, all those old systems, they've had a lot of time to master. But it's interesting to see what can be done. I mean, the Amstrad's a perfect example. Now, this game's got a real interesting inventory gimmick. So, that's your character here, and you've got a gun. The gun situation is very interesting. And what you're going to want to do is you want to kind of explore all these little areas here. You know, so you're kind of, see how I'm ducking down like that? And what you can find, and by the way, look at the detail of the way he walks and moves. Oops, let me do that. See, I just found a green key. Now, the interesting thing is, of course, you've got one button here. So you hold down, hit your one button, and you'll notice that the what you're holding will change. You see that? So we've got the green key out. Now we're going to go find the door that it goes to, and here it is. And so you can actually, once you put yourself in the right spot, which this is always the biggest hassle of this, is trying to get, oh, shoot. I've had all kinds of trouble. Once you do it and get it, you're okay. It takes a little while to get the procedure down. Come on, you stupid guy. Get in there. I think that's the right door. Maybe I went the wrong one. Let's go down here. Oh, there's the green one. My bad. I was wondering why it was so hard. So now we go in. Now look at this. You're in building interiors. And of course, this is a H.P. Lovecraft game. So shadowy cultists are about. And we'll go up here and check this thing out. We found ammo. Listen, OROM, you know, I love everything you just mentioned are my favorites. I love all three of those games. I love Blue Max. I love Jumpman and Jumpman Jr. a lot. And I love Blue Max as well. I love those games. The fact that the Amiga never got a proper version of Blue Max, I think, is a crime. So we're just kind of looking for stuff. It's one of those type games. We're going through a lot of bullets here, but we want to explore. See, we found a gold cross. And this is one of these type games where you're going to have to use your wits to try to make your way through. So now we've entered the mines down here. And of course, it's not a game, of course, without the bat. These stupid bats are everywhere. Found a gold claw. Oh, Saboteur. Yeah, man. Anybody in here played this one before? Oh, right on the spikes. Now watch this. You can actually hold the... Yeah, I've actually hold the button down and it lets you aim the gun, which is nice. Okay, I just found a human head. Now you can see that area right there will fall away if you step on it. So we're going to jump over to here. And we found the rock hammer. Now you need the rock hammer to progress. And I'll show you where. Would you get off me? Okay, I'm out of bullets now. So now it's time to... Now we run like the wind. Bats look cool. I just hate them. Of course, it's one of those games where the stuff respawns. Now, we're going to try to... You can notice there's a lot more stuff out here than we saw before. It's because you've progressed the game, effectively, as far as I can tell. Okay, now... Oh, dadgummit. I didn't realize I was that far. If you go across a little bit more, there's a series of rocks that you can use the rock hammer on to open up a separate area in the game. It's a real interesting game. I haven't got to explore it too far. I've gotten past the rock wall and gotten down in there. And it gets pretty interesting. But, I mean, you can see that it's a beautiful, beautiful game with excellent graphics. They've got the sound and the mood down. Yeah, sort of like ORAM. Sort of like that, exactly. I don't want to spoil it before the show on Sunday, so I'll leave it there. But I think it's definitely one that is a winner. I think I ended up paying $7 US, and it came with a multitude of different formats. You can actually buy this game. I believe you can actually even buy it on cartridge. But I know you can certainly get a box version with a bunch of the stickers and, you know, feelies and all that sort of jive that is very popular amongst people these days. Well, I think we're going to call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. That's about 2 hours here, hour and 45. You've had enough airing for the night, I'm sure. I appreciate everybody showing up. It's good to see some new faces. Thanks, everybody, for coming in, and we will catch you guys on the flip side. Until then, adios.